realized he had my laptop, so I'm on my iMac in the studio.
Okay. No, it's good. It's like HD or something. You got a big screen.
Oh yeah.
And I don't, and I have an actual camera.
Yeah.
A piece was going down. It's DJ Payne 1 for BeatStars.com, and we're lucky to have a producer who's super hot right now, joining us to answer some questions. His name is Major 7. You may have heard of him. Even if you haven't, I guarantee you've heard his newest hit record. Peace, Major 7. What's going down?
Hey, what's up, DJ Payne 1? How you doing, man?
I'm feeling great. I'm not feeling #1 gold record great, but I'm feeling all right. So congratulations on the plat, bro. Is that your first RIAA certification for this Future and Rihanna record?
Yeah, for the Future and Rihanna record, it is. So I'm definitely excited about that.
I'm sure there will be many more to come. Welcome to the club. I mean, I got a gold plaque, but it's not for a single. So I'm assuming those publishing statements are going to look pretty nice once they start coming in.
Oh, yeah. What was your gold plaque?
For Young Jeezy, way back.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. For sure.
It was for the album, though. It was for the Recession. You know, I'm not gonna ask super specific questions, but have you already started getting some offers for the publishing for that record?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I got several publishing offers on the table right now. I mean, you know how it is. Like every time you do a record, all the publishers and admin companies, you know how it is. They all reach out. They study the credit, so they already know who's involved, and they're ready. They're all ready to go.
So, without talking specific numbers, compared to the advance that you got for the record, what are the offers looking like?
I mean, they're way bigger because it involves your publishing, so it's definitely going to be way bigger in comparison to the advances. So it's partially based on what they project that the songs will make, in addition to how much they believe in your potential. So
I just want to drill that point home to people who don't necessarily understand how the game really works, because a lot of people overemphasize the advance and don't understand how much money there is in publishing, which is why there was so much confusion about that Menace record that he sold the beat for $200.
Yeah, exactly.
And people are like, oh well, he just got jerked. And I'm like, nah, he's good. Trust me. You know, that record went 3 times.
Yeah, I mean, it's not about the upfront at all. At the end of the day, I think what's more important than upfront is just having a successful record and making sure you could get something on the back end, because the back end is definitely always going to surpass the upfront if it's a successful record, especially if it starts getting like movie syncs and stuff like that.
Okay, what do you mean by movie sync? Just let's about that. This is a good segue into some producer knowledge.
Yeah, basically, syncs are when they take your songs and they place it on a film or any motion picture, and they usually have a fee that they pay when records are synced, and that fee is usually larger than what you would probably get for an advance for producing a record and stuff like that. So especially if it's in like a movie trailer or like a soundtrack, and if you get a song in both the same, it's 2 different checks. So the sync game, it has a lot of money in TV and film when you're talking about music. So
yeah, I love the sync game because it's different from just getting your music in a TV show or something, because that they'll just pay a royalty rate, and it might be a couple dollars here and there, a couple $100 here. I just got some money from the Kardashian TV.
Oh, yeah.
It was actually good. I was shocked. I'm looking at the statement, like it was a few $100s, but yeah, those sync checks, I mean, it's basically free money. All they do is they take your record.
Yeah, exactly. What's cool about it is that you could license the same record as many times as you want, or as many times as other people want to use it. So it's not limiting to how much people can license the same record. So that's the beautiful thing about doing syncs.
Yeah, producers, synchronization licenses, sync licenses for short, are a beautiful thing. Trust the 2 of us. If you don't trust me, trust Major 7. So onto this record and your overall discography. One of the dopest beats to come out probably in the last 10 years was The Devil Is a Lie, which you produced for Rick Ross and Jay-Z way back. And that was a collaboration, maybe not a willing collaboration, but a collaboration nevertheless.
Right.
But it doesn't seem as though that situation, negative as it may have been, has stopped you from collaboration, period, because you're still collaborating. I mean, is that a coincidence that this new Future and Rihanna record is a collab, or is that something that you do a lot?
Recently I've been doing more collaborations than I have before, but I don't really collaborate with too many people. Like, I know pretty much like all the producers in the game, but a lot of the people that I do collaborate with are new producers who I hear stuff from them and I really just believe in them. So that's kind of just how I am. If I hear an idea that inspires me, then I'm willing to work on it and willing to get it to where it needs to get to. So I'm never opposed to collaboration, and you can never really let one bad situation just determine your entire outcome. You know what I'm saying? Because you could end up holding yourself back. So I mean, in that situation, the way it went down, it was kind of crazy, but I mean, it just taught me a lot about the business, and of course, you can't just keep a negative mindset. You got to use what you learn and then turn it into something positive, and then just grow from it. It's all about growth at the end of the day.
So how did that record come together? So you collaborated with Mantra, and also Detail is listed on the credits, but was he a writer or a producer as well?
He did both, really. He's a closer, man. He's like Kobe in the fourth quarter, so he's gonna put the final touches on everything and just make sure the arrangement is where it needs to be, the song is in the right key, the tempo, and everything. Like Detail is definitely a musical genius. Everything I've worked on with him has come out crazy.
So how did that come together? Were you all in the same room, or was it a lot of remote working?
Some of it was being in the same room, and some of it was remote work. Like the way that I met Detail was my bro. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Solo Lucci.
Yep.
Yeah, Solo Lucci, that's a big bro. So he was working with him, and then he played some of the stuff that I did, and it's one record that he wrote to, and it was crazy. And then Detail heard it, and then he called me, flew me in to LA, and then we just started building a relationship and working from there.
That's a crazy story. I've actually personally never dealt with a producer agreement process with a collaboration on a major label release. Yeah. So obviously everyone has their respective management and lawyers, of course.
Yeah.
But did you agree on the publishing splits and advance splits and all that before the beat was sold, or did that happen at the end?
Honestly, on this situation, everything kind of happened after, because it was a surprise album too. So kind of like a lot of things weren't even like really disclosed until it was happening, because like, and then you got to understand, Future dropped an album before that. The Future album came out a week before the Hendrix album. So I didn't even know anything about the Future album. So it kind of threw me off when the Future album came off, and I thought I had 3 records on Future's album, you know what I'm saying? So it was a lot that just happened in a short amount of time, you know?
So it was kind of chaotic at the end, or chaotic in a good way?
I guess it was chaotic in a good way.
So it sounds like everything was amicable between all parties, and it wasn't anything crazy as far as just agreeing on the splits and so forth.
Yeah, no, everybody agreed to everything. We did equal shares on everything. You know, we all put in an equal amount of work on the records, and everybody played their role in getting it to where it needed to get to.
So Future had another record on a recent album. It must have been on the first surprise album.
Yeah, the Future album.
Yeah, and I forget what it was called, but it was more or less a beat that was already circulating online. Also, that Mantra produced in collaboration with another producer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, because I worked with an artist who used the original Mantra beat, and there were a couple others who leased it off his BeatStars beat store. So clearly, you know, putting your beats online doesn't preclude those beats from getting
placed.
Which is,
I wouldn't say that at all, but I will say that it definitely can hinder potential placements. Like I definitely don't like really put stuff online like that. I don't really put any beats online. But I mean that was his first major record like that, like Billboard type record. And so I mean that's what he was doing for a living. So at the end of the day, you know, I respect it and I can't be mad at it. And that's how I discovered him, you know, by his stuff online. So yeah, I'm not
Okay,
mad.
so that's how you linked up with him by checking out his BeatStars page.
Yeah, actually, one of my partners, Pro Hayes, came over and I helped him do a project where I recorded him a song that he did, and Mantra actually produced the beat. And then so he was telling me about Mantra. He was like, "Yeah, it's producer online." And then I went and checked out his stuff, and then I was like, "Yo, link us up, man. Like, he has some really good ideas." And then that's how me and Mantra linked up.
That's what's up. So, what's your take overall on the increasingly direct influence and role that the internet and these online beat stores are having on placements these days?
I think that is definitely increasing because I think I've heard a few stories about beats that have been circulating or been on mixtapes and stuff like that, and then getting placed on major records and then becoming a hit. So I've definitely heard the story before. And then I think it was Vibes Beats who's been doing a lot of stuff now too. I think I've seen a few records that Vibes Beats did. I think it was Vibes that, and he was known for as a SoundClick producer. So I think that it's definitely it's two different lanes. It's two completely different lanes, and I think that it is possible for somebody who makes their money off beat leasing to still become a music industry producer, even though it's kind of a misconception that like if you put your beats online, well, you're lowering the value and the industry won't mess with you. But I will say that like if a lot of artists, they like exclusivity. If they hear it and stuff like that, then it kind of takes away the excitement that they have for it. So you got to be careful with it. I mean, if I were to try to do both, I'll probably have a selection of beats that I would put out for leasing and then shop completely different records.
Is that something you've ever considered doing?
I've considered it, but I never really got into it. But I think about a lot of different things. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah, it seems like those two worlds were once very separate, and now they're
yeah, they're definitely coming closer together.
Yeah. So okay, the fact that your first ever album placement was a Rick Ross and Jay-Z record is no small matter, and then your second biggest placement is with Future and Rihanna. So you go from Jay-Z to Future. Where do you go from here?
I think some of my other goals would be I definitely want to work with Kanye, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Nicki Minaj, do more pop records like Justin Bieber. It's so many great artists that I feel like I do have stuff for and that I would love to work with. So I think there's still a lot more work to be done. I don't know if I mentioned Beyonce. Beyonce is like up there. So I would definitely love to do a record for Beyonce. And so, but
Yeah,
I'm definitely glad that I got Jay-Z on the resume. That's a tough one, especially at this stage of his career. You never know when he might say he's retiring again. So, I'm definitely glad to have crossed that one off the list.
Yeah, you got Jay-Z and Rihanna. So I assume you've joined the Illuminati at this point.
Nah, not yet.
Okay, well, once you do, I think that's when you get the Bieber and the Beyonce placements. That's what I hear.
Oh, really? I appreciate the information.
I don't know. I mean, I don't have the ring and what's the I don't all that. I don't do it. So
that's hilarious.
Yeah. Onto a more serious note, my whole tagline is "Damn that hurt." So I ask a lot of producers when I interview them, if they've had a "damn that hurt" moment throughout their careers. Basically a negative experience that taught them something moving forward.
Well, I guess my moment would be the devil is a lie situation because it was a very publicized situation, and even though it got handled really, really quick, and everything got worked out properly. I think just like it just taught me a lot about the business. It taught me to make sure that I understand how songs are split, and make sure that I have a team in place, like make sure you have a lawyer and all those different things, and just the importance of having lawyers and knowing the business, period. And so immediately I just started studying all type of stuff on the music industry, and just learning about songs and publishings and the different streams of income in music. And but I wouldn't really trade the experience for anything. It taught me a lot about the music industry and just helped me grow. So it's all about growth at the end of the day, and it's just part of the journey, you know.
Which resources did you use during that self-education process following the Rick Ross situation?
I mean, I used Google. I couldn't really cite all the websites that I used, but I definitely did read this book called Everything You Need to Know About the Music Industry.
Dope. So what should we be looking out for in 2017?
It's hard to say. Like, as a producer, like nowadays there's so many people working and so many people working on surprise projects that sometimes the producers don't even know. And then sometimes you get a call, this person cut this person cut this, but sometimes you kind of just never know what's gonna come out and when it's gonna come out. So it's like, even some of the names that I named, like I have stuff with some of those people, but it's just like you kind of just don't know, because it's up to the artist at the end of the day. And even when it's not up to the artist, it's really up to the label. So sometimes I don't really like to speak on things until they happen, you know?
All right. Well, I appreciate you sitting down with us. Where can we find you on social media and website and so forth?
Oh, for sure. Instagram at Major7, all spelled out, MAJORSEVEN. Twitter is the same thing, Major7, all spelled out. And that's pretty much the main social media I be on. I think my Snapchat is Major7 Business, and or it might be Major7 Music. I'm new to Snapchat, so forgive me for not knowing my own Snapchat. I recently just started using it. It's funny because the first time I downloaded Snapchat was when I was with Ross in the studio, and he Snapchatted me, and then I couldn't see the video, so I had to download Snapchat and sign up just so I could see the video. And so that's pretty much how I got on Snapchat. But definitely hit me on Instagram. That's probably my most active platform, so I'll be there.
So Rick Ross taught you how to use Snapchat, and you still don't use Snapchat. All right. On that note, appreciate you. Very grateful. And hopefully we can do a part 2 soon.
Oh, most definitely, man. Appreciate your time, man. Appreciate you reaching out to me.
Especially once you get the Beyonce record.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, we
don't stop answering your texts.
Nah, I got you, man.
All right, man. I appreciate you. Have a great night.
You too, man. Take care.